to the Late 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 and a few more late night shows with Jimmy Flannel. Today's guests have done revolutionary work for their countries. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Gandhi, Mao, and Lenin.
Your time is up, my time is now.
Thank you for taking time out of your planning to talk to us today. Now, since you began your work, a lot of things have changed. Would you say your countries have been doing well for the past 100 years?
Well, before I came, Russia was very weak. Russia was suffering from poverty and hunger, all because of bloody Tsarism. And there was so many famines.
Oh, you guys fast as well? I had to fast to completely devote myself to ahimsa.
Famine, not fasting. Not everything that starts with an F is the same. My country, China, we fell into famine because of that idiot Yuan Shikai under his presidency. We ended up falling into famine.
Now, let's all take a deep breath. I do understand your sentiment. Indian people also fell victim to famine when Britain forced us to grow cash crops because of Britain's war effort. Britain economically exploited us.
Those British people, those idiots, they also exploited us Chinese people. They sold opium to us illegally, and then we got so addicted and we fell into debt because we were paying for overpriced British opium.
So many of our jobs were lost just because they made us wear factory textiles instead.
Okay, guys, I get it. You know, Nicholas II, the Tsar, well, he made us go into the Great War and never looked back. The Russians were angry.
Oh, the war. So many Indian soldiers died just because of the British on the British side.
The war brought hard times for us all, but we all looked up to you. Speaking of which, your fans have sent in questions. At Comrades Are Love asked, what does nationalism mean to you and your country?
Well, I thought everyone needed to be equal, especially the peasants. Like, when they were under Tsarism, everyone was so unhappy, so under communism, everyone was extremely happy. Equality at its best.
I would definitely agree, yeah, except a little more. My idea is Maoism, stressed on how people need to be equal and feel what the revolutionaries and the peasants did. Everyone must be working and farming. That is equality in its purest form.
Well, I guess I also wanted equality and rights like those of the West. But I think non-violence is key to reverence in life. That's what a nation needs.
It seems that we are mildly in agreement.
Time for the next question. This is from History Geek 1918. So how did you become a major leader in a nation?
Well, I gathered the peasants, the masses of peasants who felt like they were being mistreated, and I actively treated them better. And so, with that many people gathered around me, with just sheer numbers, I was able to overthrow the nationalists and regain control of China. And there are also paramilitary groups that formed, such as the Red Guard, which actively tried to enforce my ideas.
Yeah, the people were played a big role in this. I had the Bolsheviks, and together, with me as leader, of course, we overthrew Russia's capitalistic government, and we took over cities like Moscow, and just, fought off the haters.
I see other people played a big role for you guys. What about you, Gandhi?
Oh yes, the Salt March was one of my favorites. I led the march to get salt from the sea in order to boycott British goods. Another is the Satyagraha movement. The Satyagraha movement was when we refused to use violence in order to get the freedom that we wanted.
You guys have done a lot for your countries. Where did Andy go? Anyways, what were the primary hardships and challenges you guys faced while attempting to change your country? Did you have any primary rivals?
It is relatively easy to end the movement when people choose not to retaliate. For example, in the Amritsar massacre, British officers opened fire on non-violent protests. The elitist Congress and Hindu nationalists were against my point of equality, just because they didn't want to include Muslims.
My Chinese people saw bloodshed as well. Oh, the Kuomintang troops, they massacred my people by the thousands.
Dude, same. My supporters had to fight off like whole countries worth of people that we, the Reds, had to fight off like the US, Britain, people who still liked the Tsar, nationalists who didn't like equality. I mean, who doesn't like equality?
Yeah, who wouldn't like equality? You know, that idiot, Jiang Jieshi, he, that nationalist idiot, he put my people in extermination camps and held them there, and they would not let them go and massacred them.
I wouldn't say communism is pure equality.
As if your fasting did any good.
Fasting is good.
What a scare!
Now we will be having a lip sync battle called Singing Without Copyright, where our guests have prepared a song to tell us how they inspired people of their nation to join their cause.
Mama, I killed a man, promised food and land and peace. Charisma is my centerpiece. Mama, we had just begun. Had to bring the checker in to check the mark. Mama, ooh, didn't mean to make you scared, but sometimes it's what'll make them join the cause. Carry on, as if those lives don't matter. Don't let them win, those British men led to civil disobedience. Indians will rise against the rule. Those British fools, let it go, let it go. Won't let them kill anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam the door. We will march and we'll be free. Together we will fly. The violence isn't needed here anyway. Oh, comrade, comrade, how was I supposed to know that you weren't on my side? Yeah. Oh, comrade, comrade, I needed to let you go. These peasants needed more than the poor to get what they deserve. Tell me, comrade, how could they be less than us because it's such a long and hard life of pushbacks, accidents, and lots of lies. The kindness that we should have give them a sign that I can help them all this time.
Now that we know how you got people to join you, what great successes are events have you done for?
Well, let's see. I'm well remembered for my way of protesting non-violently, and the Salt March and the Satyagraha movement I led, they earned broad support and amenities from Britain.
I made Russia into a communist country, and I won the Russian Revolution, and the Russian Civil War. I'm a literal powerhouse.
Well, I led the Great Proletarian Cultural Revolution. It essentially unified China, brought communism to everyone. It was great. We got everyone working, doing manual labor. Everyone was working very hard.
But I did it first.
Who cares?
Well, they argue about that. Did you know, Jimmy Flannel, that I got India to a point where Britain had to listen to them and not the other way around?
Nice. So how did your nations change after the success of your revolutions?
There was so much productivity. So everyone worked and put in 110% because, well, if they didn't farm or work and did their best job, I would kill them, you know? And there also was no bourgeoisie because, well, I killed them all.
How is that productivity? You
Well,
forced acts of cruelty on your own people.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say you would kill everyone for just not farming, but like, I just thought you needed economic stability for all the people. Like, I had to implement the new economic policy because communism really wasn't working at the time, and people were lacking just overall resources.
At least some of us have something thoughtful to say.
excuse me, at least I made my country better. What did you change?
Well, I mean, you can't really just kill everyone. We need, like, the farmers to work in Russia, and, you know, all that jazz. Otherwise, I mean, we can't have them all dead.
My nation got the voice that I was aiming for. And my fellow Indians, they received an equal nation with Indians themselves governing it. We got peace, prosperity, and love.
Okay, so the next question we're going to be answering is what do you think was the key to your success? And we'll be answering this to a game of Never Have I Ever.
Yes, thank you, Jimmy. Actually, the game is called Not Once in My Entire Life Have I Ever Done, because we don't want people coming for us because of copyright issues, do we? Anyways, let's get started. So, not once in my entire life have I ever killed people to make sure they are doing what I want.
Okay, if I have to be brutally honest, I think it's my charisma and determination that brought me here. And maybe the minimal killing. But like I once said, every little difference may become a big one if it is insisted on.
Why would anyone think killing is the right answer? Personally, like I once said, the idea of class war does not appeal to me. In India, a class war is not inevitable, but it is avoidable if we have understood the message of nonviolence.
No, killing is key to success. As I've once said, communism is not love. Communism is a hammer which we use to crush the enemy. Clearly, we need to be killing our enemies in order to gain success to achieve communism. Your ideas are wrong!